You know when you read something that just pulls you in? It feels incredibly persuasive, almost magnetic. Well, today, we're going to look at just a few sentences that promise to change absolutely everything. We're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how that powerful appeal is built, piece by piece.
Okay, here it is. This is the core promise, and wow, it is a big one. A revelation will shatter the status quo. That language suggests a single, explosive moment that will just completely remake your life. So the question is, how does a statement like this get engineered to be so compelling? Let's dig in.
So let's start right there with that core appeal. What is this message actually offering you?
At its heart, what this is tapping into is that deep, human desire we all have for real, meaningful change. It uses these emotionally loaded words like genuine and fundamental, words that feel so important and so personal. This isn't selling a small life hack. It's promising a complete overhaul.
And that right there is the key question, isn't it? What does that kind of change even look like? The real power of this message is that it never ever says. That vagueness, well, it's not a bug, it's the entire feature. It creates this perfect blank canvas where each of us can project our own unique hopes and dreams for a better life.
Now, next up, notice how this promise isn't just floated out there, some vague possibility. No, it's framed as an urgent, can't-miss event. The whole message shifts from if this will happen to when.
This is such a classic urgency tactic. The time for waiting is over. A line like that creates instant pressure. It implies that just sitting on the sidelines, doing nothing, that's no longer a valid choice. The message is crystal clear. Your moment has come, and if you wait, you are going to miss it.
And to make this feel really real, they create a very specific timeline. This isn't some far-off, abstract dream. There's a clear sequence. It starts now, you can take action soon, and the whole thing pays off by the close of this year. That structure takes a vague promise and attaches it to a concrete deadline, which really dials up the pressure to act.
But if you just pause and ask this simple question, you can see the whole technique. The urgency is just stated. It's not explained. There's no reason given for why now is the magic moment. It's just a powerful rhetorical tool designed to skip past your critical thinking and get you to react emotionally and quickly.
Okay, so all of this brings us to the absolute centerpiece of the entire promise, the revelation. So what exactly is a revelation, and why was that specific word chosen so carefully?
The word itself promises something huge, something dramatic and life-altering. This isn't just learning a new tip, it's about a single moment of clarity that will change everything. But notice the one key thing it doesn't do. It never, ever explains what the revelation actually is. And here you can see the core technique in a nutshell. On the one hand, you get this huge, exciting, emotional promise, shatter the status quo. But on the other hand, all the specifics are gone. There is no evidence, no mention of cost, not even a hint of the effort that might be required. And that creates this massive vacuum that our own imagination just rushes to fill with our biggest dreams. So, after building up all this desire and this urgency, what's the solution? What are we supposed to do about it? Let's take a look at the call to action. After setting up the problem, our current limitations, the source presents this tidy, packaged solution, a transformation system. Just giving it a name makes this abstract idea sound like a real, tangible product. It turns the messy, hard work of personal struggle into a simple item you can just get. Now, at first glance, this looks like a really clear, actionable plan. But if you look a little closer, what are you actually doing here? Wait, claim, secure. The only real action you can take is to commit to the system itself. The actual work of changing your life, that always seems to be just one more step away. And these are just classic calls to action that use incredibly empowering language. Phrases like claim, secure, and redefine put you, the reader, right in the driver's seat. They make you feel so proactive and in control of your destiny, even when you have no idea what you're actually signing up for. All right, let's pull all these pieces together now. How do these individual techniques combine to create a message that's so compelling? It's really a potent cocktail of psychological triggers. First, you've got urgency, which creates pressure to act now. Then, you've got a vague but grand promise that inspires hope and gets you curious.
And finally, you have empowering language that gives you a feeling of control. Each of these elements works together to lower your skepticism and just crank up your emotional investment.
And the main takeaway here isn't about judging this message, whether it's good or bad. It's about becoming fluent in the language of persuasion. By recognizing these techniques, the urgency, the vague promises, the empowering but empty calls to action, you just become a more aware, more discerning consumer of any message that's asking for your belief, your time, or your action.
So, I'll leave you with this one question. Think of it as a tool, a little filter to use the next time you come across a promise that just seems a little too good to be true. When a message promises you everything, what are the specifics you should ask for first? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.